So I am excited, so excited to present to you all our next speaker, Amit Rosner, who is co-founder of Clearya. He holds a Bachelor's of Science in Computer Science. He holds a Bachelor's of Science in Computer Science and Computational Biology and a Master's of Business Administration. Clearya is a free mobile app and browser extension that automatically screens ingredient lists for you while shopping online at major shopping websites. So the alerts you of potentially toxic ingredients based on the science and regulation and suggests safer alternatives. So during this session, Amit is going to discuss practical ways for avoiding toxic chemicals in personal care products using Clearya. So Amit, the floor is yours. Welcome. Thank you so much for being with us for this segment. And I am so excited and looking forward to learning more about Clearya today.
Thanks so much for this excellent introduction. And I'm very happy to be here today and also energized following the previous sessions and Janet's recent session. First of all, I'd like to say the real hero of this story is my wife. And co-founder of Clearya. One morning, my wife, Chen, reached, to snooze the alarm clock. And then she felt a lump in her right breast. There was no reason to be concerned because there were no history of genetics in her cancer genetics in her family, and none of the risk factors applied. But we found after a short while that indeed it was cancer. And it turned our world upside down. And indeed, we woke up to a new reality. Chen went through the full protocol, surgery, chemo, radiation. It was early detection, and we were lucky, and she survived. But her cancer was triggered by estrogen. And this made us wonder. So we started looking around at home, and we looked for hormone disruptors. And of course, we found many. In the products around us. And we found more. We found out that our kids' shampoo had cancer-causing chemicals too. So what we wanted to do is what anyone would do at that situation. We wanted to go through all the products at home and see if they needed a swap. And then we realized it's extremely complicated to read labels, and unless you're a scientist, and to do the research manually. And that's exactly how Clearya was born. We needed a simple tool, and we had to develop one, which we did. So Clearya, as was introduced, it's a mobile app, it's a Chrome extension, it's free, it's not affiliated with any company, it's not sponsored by any company, it's simply based on donations. And let me show you how it works. So this will be our first product. Since hair care is such a focus, let's take a look at this product here. So what I'm actually doing is I'm going to, this is just a retailer, iHerb in this case, but we can also see it working on Walmart, Amazon, Target, Sephora, as you'll see in a moment. And this is just the normal website. What I have installed on my computer is the Clearya Chrome extension. And look at around here, I'm going to refresh the screen so you can see how it works from the beginning. And yeah, I'm going to really refresh everything for you because this is a live demo. All right, so it took less than a second, and you see here a button saying see alerts. So what happens here is that Clearya reviewed the ingredients that are published by this seller, and here are the ingredients. So this is a long list, it's difficult to read, but we've done it for you. And you can see by the color coding that there are some things here that require us to look closer. For example, and this is a permanent hair dye. So what we see here is that it includes cocamide DEA, which is known to the state of California to cause cancer. The source of this is the Proposition 65. It's a source that you can also read about on the internet, but we want to bring it to you while you do your shopping. Another example is phenacetin. This is actually, I believe, a breast cancer-related chemical, reasonably anticipated to be a human carcinogen. Now, this source is different. This is from the United States National toxicology program. So there will always be a source. And the other element here of high concern is resorcinol, which is an endocrine disrupting chemical, according to different sources, mostly from Europe. So this is one example. Let's take a look at another product, which is marketed to Black girls. In this case, it's this Olive Miracle. Now let's see how miraculous it is. I'm going to refresh my screen again. We're on Walmart, and in this case, all right. So there are different issues here, but the main issue is this ingredient, Lilial. Lilial, Lilial is actually prohibited if you're living in Europe. If you're living in the States, you know, everything goes. But in Europe, this fragrance ingredient has been banned in March because it is presumed to be toxic to human reproduction. The issues that we're dealing with are not only in hair care products. I want to show you here another example, which is interesting because it's also related to fragrance. This product here, and we're on Target. This is a moisturizer. And, you know, I can say that at least, you know, they have these guys here, they tell us that their product includes, this is the label, right? It includes parabens, which you already know are not good for you because they're endocrine disruptors. And it includes Lilial, which we heard about before. And it includes these formaldehyde releasers that are used to preserve the product. And if you've watched Not So Pretty on HBO, you know that this is not a good way to preserve products. However, there's something interesting here, and this is the bottom part of the list. This product includes fragrance, and fragrance, as we know, is really a Pandora box of ingredients that are considered trade secret and are not properly disclosed to us, the consumers. And this is exactly the case where we would, as consumers, we need to know what's in this fragrance, because here's what's in it. All right, so this fragrance actually includes Lilial, which we saw before, and also it includes this phthalate, which is another endocrine disruptor. Now, how do we know, and how you as consumers are able to know that the product includes these ingredients? They are not on the list, right? If you check the label, these fragrance ingredients are trade secret. They're not on the list. So the answer is, this is only made possible through our collaboration with the California Department of Public Health, California Safe Cosmetics Program. By the law that started this January, companies that market fragrance or fragrance products that include toxic chemicals, they need to report that fact to the government. They don't need to edit their list. They don't need to tell you, the consumers, anything, but they need to tell the government. And now we're making it simply easier for everybody, while you do your shopping, to know what's in those fragrance, what's hiding in your fragrance. And this is one example. It doesn't always work, but it works in some cases where we have access. So please take a look at that. And if you see the word fragrance without any explanation, then I would say, if you can opt out, if you can choose an unscented product, a fragrance-free product, it would be safer. Not each and every fragrance includes these problematic chemicals, but now that we have the information, we see that many of them are problematic. So we're not here only to scare people. We also want to provide solutions. And we have this extra tab here, the Discover tab. You know, whenever people stumble upon products that happen to be safe and not include chemicals of concern, we take note, and then Clearya can, in some cases, present alternatives to you. These are not; these products are not sponsored in any way. They're not affiliated. We just care about the ingredients, and these products. Let's click. You know, it's step one of them. These are related. It's also a skin treatment like the previous one. And why is Clearya showing it to us? Because all the ingredients are green. Okay, so this is just another easy way to swap. Of course, there are many safe alternatives, but some of them are included here, and you can easily find them. I want to show you another way to use Clearya, which is, I hope you still see my screen. Clearya is also a mobile app. So let's let's try to somehow. I have an issue with my keyboard. Okay. Yeah, so what you can do, you can use your phone with the Clearya app to search anything, and it will search it inside the supported shops, and we can tap one of them, Amazon in this case. And let's take a look at this product here. This is a really infamous product category, the skin lighteners. And this product happens to contain hydroquinone, which is a potential carcinogen, and also BHA, which is another suspected human carcinogen. So this is, again, another way for you to use Clearya is to, on the go, is to check, to search for products through the app, or do it from your computer if you are at home. So I think I'm almost out of time. What I can tell you is that real quick, unfortunately, you should know, and you probably already know, that this is not only an issue of personal care. Using Clearya, we couldn't find endocrine disruptors in cleaning products, in laundry detergents for babies, in other products that are specifically for pregnant women and contain chemicals known to the state of California to cause cancer. Obviously, we know that the nail products are of concern in many cases. So we should all be aware of the products that we're using. I mentioned these collaborations before, so I won't get into this again. But that's another side effect of you using Clearya, which is contributing to the aggregated knowledge through the data about products that Clearya is able to collect, and then share it with these other organizations that are also working in parallel to us to advance public health. So I think I'll stop here.